Hey guys, here, let me try to fix this real quick. Hey guys, it's me. Welcome to tonight's live stream where I'm going to be doing a wash and go tutorial live. I've never done this live. Hey, I see you guys coming in the room. Oh, jump it. That number is jumping up and up and up. So welcome everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope you had a great weekend. I don't know what part of the country you guys come from. So if you could actually put that, type that in as you come in the room, I really appreciate that. But I live in the Midwest, the Chicagoland area, and it has been so hot this weekend, like crazy hot. So, I hope it's not too hot where you guys live. I hope you had a great weekend, right? These are the kind of weekends we actually live for in the Midwest because we have like 9 months of cold weather. So we can at least have a weekend where the weather is in the 90s or where the temperature is in the 90s and not complain, right? So let me see if I can see your comments. I'm gonna wait for a few more folks to join in and then I will get started. Don't forget to thumbs the video up. So I see you guys are here. Hey sis, oh my goodness, it's too hot. It's hot where you are too. I'm in VA. Oh my gosh. Is it humid? Because when it's humid, the hair starts doing all kind of crazy stuff. So I see I'm not the only one who is dealing with this crazy, crazy hot weather. You know what? In the Chicagoland area, surprisingly, it is not humid here. In fact, now that we talk about that, I think I'm going to do a video where we talk about the do's and like how to select products based upon the humidity level or the dew point in your area. Because once I figured that out, that was like life changing in terms of managing natural hair. But yeah, the here the dew point was like nice and low, so it was not super moist. So the hair did not get on swole. It stayed in place pretty much for the weekend. So I know we had Virginia in the house, and I'm not sure where you're from, Felicia. But let me know where you're from. Guys, let me know what part of the country you are from. I would love to know, just kind of out of curiosity. But I hope you guys have had a great weekend. I have had, like I said, it's been really hot here. It's very humid. You have crochets and oh, that's a perfect style then. Because you don't have to worry about that hair swelling and all that kind of stuff. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started because we're 3 minutes in and I'm going to try to get through the whole wash and go process as much as possible. Oh, you're in North Carolina. Okay. Yes. Oh, I know it's very humid there. Good Lord. All right, so don't forget to thumbs the video up and then share it with folks you think might be interested in watching a live tutorial of wash and go on fine natural hair. All right, so, because we're like in the midst of the quickly approaching summer months, we're right at the end of spring. And in the Midwest or in the Chicagoland area, the weather tends to be pretty nice around this time of year, but then it starts to get really, really hot towards the end of June. And then we have crazy humidity. So what I like to do is just rock wash and goes most of the summer. I use a variety of different types of gels to kind of lock in my style, keeping it nice and soft, but also getting that hold I need so that my hair doesn't swell like during the day and it looks somewhat like, the same way it looked when I left the house. You know how it is when you go out, when you have natural hair, especially in the summertime, where if you live in an area where the dew point is really high, you leave the house looking one way and you come back looking a whole different way. So with my wash and goes, I've actually figured out the right gels to use to kind of lock these styles in. And this summer though, I have been on the hunt to try different gels. And during one of our live broadcasts, you guys suggested that I try the Curls, Blueberry Bliss gel. And so I thought I would try it on a wash and go. Last week, on a tutorial, I used it on a twist out. Oh, during our, what is it, magical tutorial Tuesday, where I pick products at random using that spinner, and then that dictates the style I do. It dictates the problem the products I use and all that kind of stuff. I cannot talk today. But yeah, that was so much fun. And I would love to know how you guys like that video if you have seen it already. Like, did you like that process? What we did was I used a spinner, and then we used the spinner to first determine the hairstyle we would do. Then we used the spinner to determine what product line we would use. I used all black product lines. And then we used the spinner to determine whether I would let the hair air dry or whether I would let the hair dry under, you know, like a heated bonnet. So I thought that was a great way to do a tutorial because it forced me to come out of my comfort zone. But then also it forced me to really accept the style that I ended up with. Like, a lot of times as naturals, we start with the intention of doing our hair one way and we end up with a whole different style. And that's what happened in that video. It was kind of a fail, but not. So anyway, let me know what you guys thought about that video. I would love to read your comments under the video. It looked like you guys really, really liked it. So I just wanted to get your thoughts here on the live stream. But I'm gonna again go right into the wash and go. So this is my hair. I just washed and conditioned it probably about an hour ago, and it has been here air drying. And this is my hair with no product in it. I just wanted you guys to kind of see how, you know, the hair starts out. And see the hair with no product in it. I know a lot of times we don't do that very much on YouTube in terms of bloggers and vloggers and stuff like that. And you guys see our hair after we have like whipped it and put our butters in and put all our, you know, leave-in conditioners in and all that kind of stuff. But you don't get to see the real deal. So I just wanted you to kind of see the texture of my hair. So one of the things my texture is telling me is that I need to be more cognizant of moisturizing my hair here. As you could probably see, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is kind of wiry and it's kind of cottony. So that means that my moisture retention on top of my hair is not what it needs to be. Whereas if you look at this side of the hair, see how the curls are, they're already clumped naturally. And you know, it's smooth and it looks really good, looks really healthy. That lets me know that the moisture retention in this area is really, really good. Back here, it's pretty good, but it could be a little bit better. But this is really my problem area right here. And this has always been my problem area, like since I first went natural. But, you know, a lot of times we do our hair and then we go ahead and we add our products. But every so often, you should just allow your hair to air dry without any oils in it, any product in it, just to see what condition your hair is in. A lot of the lotions and stuff like that we put on our hair can kind of camouflage any problems that, you know, we wouldn't ordinarily see. So I wanted to do that just so I could see the condition of my hair. And then I wanted to kind of show you guys what I'm, you know, what my problem areas are. All right. So, what this is telling me though is that if you guys remember in various tutorials I've done with you guys, I've talked about applying your product like toward the ends of the hair and not putting it close to the scalp. So what I'm learning is that on top, I really neglect that process. So I'm putting it on the ends, but I really need to make sure I'm applying my product better kind of in this area, because again, that's where my moisture retention isn't, you know, is really lacking. I'm doing really well by applying those moisturizing products to the ends of my hair, but I'm neglecting this part. So as you guys take the advice I've given you about applying products to fine hair so that you can have the more voluminous looks and, you know, keep your hair healthy, bouncing and behaving. Why'd I do that? But, you know, just to keep the hair looking good and having, you know, more volume when you do your final style. Learn from this mistake. Make sure that you just keep it away from your roots, but make sure you're putting that product through the rest of the hair so that you're able to lock that moisture in, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and re-wet my hair and start my wash and go process. You can, and this includes oils that work really well on fine natural hair. So they won't weigh your hair down. It will keep your hair strengthened so that you can have length retention, and it'll also help you to lock in moisture. All right, so in terms of my water bottle, I keep it really, really simple. I just put water in it and then I put aloe vera juice. So I do half water, half aloe vera juice, and that is it. The reason I like to use aloe vera juice in my water bottle is because aloe vera juice and aloe vera itself, you could even get some of these. I have an aloe plant that I always keep in my windowsill. And I use this too. So actually I'll tell you how I use this and then I'll, talk about aloe vera juice in general. So aloe vera has lots of antioxidants in it. It has an fungal. You love aloe vera too? Good. I'm glad I'm not alone. Goodness. You know what? Because there is distance between us, it is sometimes you feel like you're doing things like in silos and you don't know if you're crazy or if other people use it as well. So that's one of the reasons I love this platform, is because we can communicate and we can kind of share information. Thanks. Maybe that's why my top never looks like my back. You know what, Felicia? That's exactly right. So the reason I like to use aloe vera juice is because it does have the antioxidants in it. It actually has antibiotics in it, and it is an antifungal. So it is great for the scalp. So if you're suffering from really like itchy scalp, or you're having real issues with dandruff, or you used a product that is building up on your scalp and you have irritation, what you could do is, I wouldn't recommend using, hey girl, you're beautiful too. I wouldn't recommend using aloe vera juice, but um, if this is all you have, then go ahead, use the aloe vera juice and use it straight. But if you have an aloe plant, I would just take it and then just slice it down the middle, so then you can kind of open it up. And then take one half of it and then just kind of rub it on the scalp. So you want to just split your hair and you want to like rub it on the scalp, and that will help you to alleviate any of the discomfort you might be feeling as a result of irritated scalp. It will help to diminish your issues with dandruff and that kind of thing as well. It also has vitamins in it. It has vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin B2, vitamin C, vitamin E. It's just chock full of good stuff. So I like to use aloe vera or the aloe vera juice. I leave that in my water bottle and I use it on my hair. One of the other things I like about using aloe vera juice is, oh, you have an aloe vera plant too? Good, girl. It is like the secret weapon for length retention and just keeping your hair hydrated, keeping it healthy, keeping it shining. It helps, aloe vera juice helps your hair to grow. It's just a good all around ingredient to add to your DIYs, whether it's your water bottle or maybe you're making a gel or maybe you're doing a conditioner. Aloe vera in this form is a very good conditioner as well. So I like to use it because it also resets the pH balance of the hair. So a lot of times during the week, I plan on getting an aloe plant. Girl, Felicia, go get it, because they're not expensive, and then you can just grow them, and it's very difficult to kill them. My husband was like, are you going to do what she's doing? Y'all watching together? That is so cool. But yeah, they're like really inexpensive. But the major benefit and the major reason I like to use aloe vera juice is like, in terms of purely cosmetic reasons, is that it leaves the hair looking really, really shiny. But then also it restores the pH balance. So over the course of the week, or even after you wash, you can cause the pH balance of your hair to really go off kilter. So aloe vera juice helps to recalibrate the pH balance. pH balance is so important for your hair, and it's so important for your skin as well. So you can spritz this on your skin, do all that, girl. No, he's ear hustling. All right then. Well, I want you to try this stuff and then let me know. Let me know how it works out for you. But yeah, so that's why I love, 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 love aloe vera juice. So I just keep it simple and I keep this in my water bottle. I don't put oils in it and I don't put Good to know. It's easy because I kill plants. Yes, it is a easy L'Oreal. It is a very easy plant to maintain. Aloe vera plants thrive in like the desert, like Arizona, Nevada. And so even if you don't water it for a long time, it can still live because it stores water in its leaves. So if the soil gets dry for an extended amount of time, it uses the reserves it has in its leaves to keep itself restored until you water it again. So yeah, this is a great foolproof plant to keep around the house. Also, if you get cuts and burns, you can, squeeze a little bit out, put it on that blemish. Like if you get a breakout and you don't want the scar to leave a mark, just put a little bit of aloe vera juice on it, and it will help to expedite healing. It will, it has the antifungal properties in it. It has the antibiotic properties in it, and it will help diminish that hyperpigmentation. All right, so again, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna saturate my hair. I wasn't even thinking about how I'm gonna do this. Yes, the leaves will grow back after they've been cut. What happens is what I do with my aloe vera plant, and guys, I'm just going to apply the water and aloe vera juice to my hair, and I'm just going to keep answering your questions and kind of talking, like as we go. So yeah, what happens is when you cut an aloe vera tree leaf off, a new leaf will grow like from the center of the plant. So it just keeps growing and growing new leaves, just like other plants do. Um, Sometimes what you could do, if you don't need like a whole leaf like this, you could just cut a portion of it off, like cut it here, and then you'll have the tip to this part that you could do whatever you want to do with, and then this part will still be attached to the plant. So you could do that. What I like to do is take like a whole piece like this, and then I'll use what I need, and then I'll refrigerate it. I'll put it in a airtight um, piece of Tupperware, and then I'll just use it kind of as I need it. So yeah, the plant replenishes itself. The flowers or new leaves, aloe leaves, grow from the center of the plant. So you don't have to worry about cutting off a leaf and then your plant no longer being good. Okay. Hope that helps. But yeah. A lot of people, what do you guys put in your water bottle? I would love to read about that. I know some people put oils in their water bottles. I've never been a big fan of that, even though I know a lot of people do it. For me, I tend to, okay, good. Let me know how you like yours, Felicia. If you have any questions, let me know. How I can help you to maintain your plant or find different DIYs to do once you have your leaves. But I know a lot of people like to put conditioner in their water bottle. I know some people who like to put oil. Oh, rose water. Rose water is very good. That's a good one. I actually use, you guys have seen me talk about it on the channel quite a bit. I use that Mario Badescu. And after this video, I will put a link to that rose water. Love that. Love that. Rose water has like so many benefits to um for the skin and for the hair. It the one I use has a bit of aloe vera juice in it, and it also has herbs in it. So when I want to when I'm traveling or on a daily basis, I tend to use that water bottle rather than this one, because it has like a finer mist and I don't have to worry about saturating my hair when I spray it. I'm just misting it, getting that moisture into the hair, and then also recalibrating that pH level. Anybody put oils in their water bottle? I'm really curious about that. I tried doing that when I first went natural because I saw a lot of people doing that, but it just didn't work for me. One of the things I found was that it was very difficult to mix the oil and the water properly, and then I would get like areas where the oil would settle in more than others, so I would have like hair be weighed down in some areas and not others. You used to, but you stopped. Why did you stop? I'm just curious. I used to, but I don't anymore. You don't either, Vanessa? Yeah. I had great difficulty with that. I actually prefer to apply my oils more evenly using this method rather than putting it in the water bottle. Plus, it seemed like it just messed up the water bottle. You know how it attaches to like the sides of the water bottle. Yes, my grandma used to put it on us for everything growing up. My auntie gave me a plant and I am so happy. I want to use it as a refresher. Yes, you can. Someone said something about the oils. Y'all just talking. I feel like I'm out of the loop sometimes. Okay, oil and water does not mix. I know, that's it. Because the oil don't mix and I saw no real benefit. Okay, yep. That was the other thing. I'm like, it's not really mixing, and so I'm not sure how all this works. So yeah, I prefer to just apply my oils to my hair directly. All right. Okay. So for summertime wash and goes, I prefer to apply my products to wet hair, not damp hair, but like either dripping, soaking wet hair or almost soaking wet hair. So my hair is pretty wet now. We love chatting with you. Oh, I love chatting with you too. I love this environment and this way of connecting with you guys. It kind of recharges me. Like I told you guys, I had a tough week last week. I feel like I'm still in the midst of um I feel like I'm still in the midst of something. I don't know. My guy mentioned that to me just a little while ago. And I am. You ever have those seasons where you're just not real sure what's going on? But you just, I don't know. I feel like I'm not very talkative. Sometimes my energy feels real low. Maybe it's the change of life. But I never thought about that until now. Did you all think that's what it is? Oh my gosh. I'm not ready for all that. But I know that, you just go through certain changes. All right. So, like I said, I like to apply it to wet hair, and I'm just applying a little extra water to this area because I told you guys that yes, I'm in that season. You are, Vanessa. Oh my goodness, girl. Okay. How do you get over it? Like, and how did you know you were going through that season? Did someone bring it to your attention or did you just like kind of feel it? Because earlier today I was feeling like I just feel like I'm not as communicative and I don't know, something is just different. You can relate to good. See, this is why I love talking to y'all because I don't feel like I'm just in this little silo by myself going through stuff. All right, so first step, I added my aloe vera juice and my water. Side note, no product will add moisture to your hair. The only thing that's going to add moisture to your hair is a liquid, okay? So you can put a liquid on your hair and then seal it in with those moisturizing products. But the only thing that is going to, infuse your hair with moisture is a liquid, all right? Someone just posted something. Maybe it'll come up in a minute. But yeah, I'm glad I'm not alone, y'all. All right, so now that I have applied my liquid to my hair, I'm going to seal in this moisture with a leave-in. Now, because I don't have the curls leave-in yet, I'm going to go ahead and use the Tresemme. This is a lifelong problem for me. Oh, okay. I just live my life. Yeah, that's what you got to do. You know what? Sometimes you just have to keep going through the motions because going through the motions is that thing that gets you from that one moment to the next moment, to the next moment, to the next moment. And then you'll find yourself in a place that maybe you're having a good day. Maybe you're feeling a little bit better or a little bit different, but you just have to keep showing up and you have to keep living and you have to just keep going through the process, man. So I respect that. You got to push through. That's right. That's right. Every day is not going to be sunny. And yeah, every day is not going to be sunny. And you're really fortunate if you're surrounded by people who are understanding of that and who are supportive of that and recognize that, we all have our moments and sometimes we can't even articulate what we're going through. You're just going through something. And So when they can love you through it and support you through it, you know that that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Oh, wow. Girl, I hope that have you found have you found help, you know, with regard like that talking to people has been helpful with regard to that? So guys, I'm going to go in and I'm going to apply my leave-in conditioner, and again I'm using the Tresemme leave-in conditioner, or it's actually a conditioner. This is curly girl friendly. For those of you who like products that are curly girl friendly, it does not contain any silicones, parabens, dyes, or anything of that nature. So if you're like me and you like to stay away from that kind of stuff, this is going to be great for you. Okay. Yeah, but I hope that you're able to find some peace and some support in having conversations with others who are in that same place. I know friends are very, very helpful for me. Although I haven't really been talking to my friends about it because I really just realized that I was having these feelings. You know what I miss? What I wish sometimes? So, like with stuff like this, and you wonder, like, is it, you know, like the change of life or whatever? I wish that my mom was around so I could, like, ask her stuff like this. And, you know, those are those moments where I get kind of sad because she's not here anymore. But I really wish she was so that I could just have some perspective on it and know, like, you know, plus just talking to your mom. I use peppermint oil conditioner and water, just like you said. That's what I learned in the natural community. Yeah, peppermint oil, and yeah. You know what? You know what? I use peppermint oil in my oil mix. So when I do like this oil mix, you guys are going to see me use in just a few minutes. When I put that together, sometimes I will use essential oils, of course, but then I'll mix in some carrier oils. And peppermint is a great one. I haven't used that in such a long time. I also like orange and tangerine because they have benefits for the hair, but like emotionally, it gives you like this pep. It's interesting the effect that these essential oils have. I guess that's aromatherapy, right? But the impact it has on our feelings and that kind of stuff. So they're good for the hair, but they're also just like good for us individually. Someone said something about my mom passed last October. I miss her so. Oh, I'm so sorry, Prissy Curls. I know that is a hard, hard thing. You know, one thing that I can tell you is that, believe it or not, it gets a little bit better. Um, I feel like that's just a loss that you never quite get over it. Like you're gonna, it will sting in some way or another forever. You know, well, you'll have those moments, but they will be better to easier to deal with. And then you're able to at some point you're able to focus on other other things. So you don't focus as much on the loss. You kind of focus on some of the wonderful memories you have. Um, for me, like I've told you guys in that video for Mother's Day, I like talk to my mom all the time. And I do stuff like that. I see so much of her in my daughter. It's amazing. You don't get over it. I lost my mom in 2008 and still miss her like crazy. Yeah. Yeah, you don't get over it. You know, and maybe you're not supposed to. Like, you know, they're such a part of us, but we have to remember, I guess, that they're always with us, you know. Oh, you lost your mom too. Gosh. You know, it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing, but it does get a little bit easier in that you don't have, you know, the moments don't come at you quite so quickly. That was the major thing for me. I felt like, you know, initially when my mom died, I was just so entrenched in those feelings. And so bit by bit, you know, it didn't hit me as hard on a daily basis as it did initially. But like for 5 years, I couldn't even celebrate holidays. So by no means am I saying that it's easy or, it's gonna get easier like quickly. You just have to go through the process. And I think it's different for everybody. It's different for everyone. Um, so allow yourself to heal. Allow yourself to heal. So I'm going to use this Denman brush, and this is a modified Denman brush. I have removed every other row, and this is a baby Denman brush. There are bigger ones, but yeah, I remove every other row because the one with all the bristles in it is just too much for my hair. So I just use this one. And using the Denman brush helps you to um, evenly work the product through your hair. And if you have an issue with curl definition, it will also help you to obtain a bit of curl definition. Oh my goodness. Oh, Vanessa. Woo, girl. Oh my goodness. Life is a trip, isn't it? Life is a trip. Man. I'm going to go in now. So I've evenly applied the product through my hair. So I'm just going to let you guys see. I really like the Tresemme product because it provides a lot of slip. So whether you're finger detangling or whether you're using a Denman brush or a wide tooth comb, it will definitely help those curls, your fingers to slip through your curls, your coils, your kinks, whatever you have. It really helps to do that, and also it really keeps the hair nicely hydrated. It does a really good job of sealing in the moisture of the water we just applied, and it doesn't leave the hair really heavy. Yeah, I love this one. Now I also have another one that has silicones in it. So those of you who don't mind silicones, you might like the Flawless Curls, but this one is the Tresemme Expert Botanical product. Love it. Love it. It's a great leave-in conditioner. All right, so now I'm going to grab my curls product, and I'm going to go ahead and apply this to my hair. I'm going to take about that much, really break it down. Now, if you're not using the products I'm using, one way that you can tell whether this curls gel is going to work well with whatever product you're using is by taking a little bit of your leave-in conditioner, putting on the back of your hand, and then adding a little bit of your gel and any other products you're planning to use, mixing that in, and then rubbing it together and see how they respond to one another. If they bead up, and you get those small little dots, then that means that when it dries on your hair, it's gonna leave those hair boogers. That's what they call them. But it's gonna leave that, residue that will not, go away. It will look like, it will look like residue left in your hair, and like you have little balls in your hair. Okay, so if you want to avoid that, then like I said, just take the products you're planning to use, put a little bit of your leave-in conditioner, put a little bit of your gel, work it together like that, and then just see how they respond to one another. And that is a quick and easy way of telling whether your products will play well together. There's nothing worse than actually putting all of your products in your hair, waiting to style it, and then, having that result. Can you recommend a good moisturizer for transitioning hair? A good moisturizer. So you're going to use water. And then after the water, you know what? When I was transitioning, I transitioned for 15 months. So I went natural twice. For like 8 years, I wore a fade, believe it or not. I'm going to post a picture of it to my Instagram so you guys can see it, but I did a fade. When I transitioned though, You know what I did? I used all natural products. How long does your wash and go last? Um, my last wash and go, I kept it in for a week and then I just rewashed it today. So, depending upon, like, I used to be able to do wash and goes for like 10 days to 2 weeks. As my hair got longer, um, I preferred to go less time than that because I felt like you facilitate single strand knots, you facilitate um, other kinds of knots and matting or those kind of just issues with the hair. And as my hair got began to grow, naturally shedding hair that would be released from my scalp would get caught like in my curls, and then that would create single strand knots and other kinds of knots. So I no longer do wash and goes that for that long a period of time. So right now my longest one is usually going to be about 7 days. My last one wasn't 7 days. It was maybe 5 days. Did your texture change as your hair grew? I should do a Q&A at some point. Did my texture change? Okay, I'm going to go back to the question about the good moisturizer. So when I transitioned to natural, I used all natural products. And the reason I did that was because um, I wanted to grow accustomed to kind of just having the experience of making my own stuff. So I primarily used shea butter to, hey girl, welcome. I used shea butter to seal in moisture, and then I used oils. That's when I really began to look at my oil mixes. Like if you go to my early videos, you guys will see so many DIYs and so many things that I did to my hair, things that I made myself. Apple cider vinegar treatments, oil treatments where I use herbs in the oils. I did stuff like that. And I use, like I said, I use shea butter for the most part to seal in moisture. I did a shea butter, mix. So sometimes I would use straight shea butter, but other times I would mix it with different oils and get a really fluffy, souffle kind of texture of a product to seal in my moisture. The first product I used after that to seal in moisture was I really just focused on my leave-ins, and I think I went right into the oh my gosh, why can't I remember? It's my favorite moisture balancing conditioner. Elucence moisture balancing conditioner. That is my all-time favorite leave-in conditioner. All-time favorite. So that is great for transitioning. And the other thing I did when I was transitioning was I began to treat my hair as though my hair was already natural. So that really helped to prepare me for the rigors of dealing with my natural hair. Also during that time, I did a lot of twist and curls. I did Bantu knot outs. I did braid and curls, and I did flexi rod sets. Those are, to me, the easiest transitioning hairstyles to do. And I did those primarily during the summertime, so they held up well during the summer months. All right, now somebody else asked a question. Let me go back. I will try that. Okay, for transitioning hair. Okay, did your texture change as your hair grew? A little bit, yeah. I used to have, okay, so let me just go back. I have applied all of my product to my hair, so I'm just gonna let it air dry just a little bit while I talk to you guys. And then I'm gonna diffuse it just for a very, very, very little bit, and then I'll show you my how I integrate my oil mix, okay? So my texture when I first went natural was different actually from the way my hair is now, primarily because it took me a minute to get my moisture balance in check. So I think this is why it's so important to begin the process, like when you're transitioning, to begin to treat your hair as though it's already natural, so that you will know what to do when you're fully natural and you're trying to get your hair together. Otherwise, it's just too much. It's too much. It's overwhelming. Totally overwhelming. So, yeah, so initially I had to get my moisture balance in check, and I had to figure out what products were best for me, what gel was best for my hair, how often I needed to wash my hair, how often I needed to put water on my hair, and that sort of thing. So right after I did my mini big chop, where I cut off the ends after the 15-month period, my curls changed then. And then, yeah, I used to have an area like right up in here that was super, super, like, I don't know, frizzy something. And so it took me a while to figure out that I need to treat this area a little bit differently from the rest of my hair. When I first went natural, it was more obvious that I had 3 or 4 different textures of hair on my head, and that's not out of the ordinary. Most of us have more than one texture um, when it comes to our hair. So, the challenge was figuring out how to work with the different textures. Like I said, this part has always been more of a problem area for me, and it was more of a problem when I first became natural. Because I had to make the adjustments and figure out how to make the adjustments. So I hope that answers your question. So yeah. And when my hair got to be maybe about here, the texture changed, and then it changed again once my hair, like now my hair is like, down to here. So it's different again. Now it looks different. And sometimes even now, depending on products I use, my curls will look different. I wouldn't say the texture changed, but the curls will look a little bit different. Um, do you have any tips to make your wash and go last 5 days? Yes. My biggest tip would be okay, to moisturize your hair daily. Develop a morning ritual and then an evening ritual. And they can be the same ritual. For me, it was misting my hair with water, and I tend to use this. I'll create a link to this so that you guys can look it up. They have a smaller container too, but this is the Mario Badescu. This is a facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. I like to use this because, see that water? It's a very fine mist. So it allows you to infuse your hair with moisture, but not have it saturated. So it's not like you're starting all over. So misting the hair with water, and then going in with your oil and just scrunching it into the hair so that you're helping to keep your moisture balance in check and keep the curls hydrated. Um, Also, as you guys notice, I'm not messing with my hair a lot. So after you apply your gel, I've skipped a couple of steps. This is a mess. Anyway, so after you do your wash and go, don't put your fingers all up in your hair. Like, leave it alone. You could shake it a little bit, because sometimes shaking your hair, they call that the curly girl shake. Shaking it like this will help your curls to kind of pop, right? As they set, but then just leaving it alone until it dries fully, and then don't mess with your hair until it's fully dry. All right. So then, when you get up in the morning, you want to spritz your hair, you want to use your oil, scrunch it in. Don't be in your hair all the time, because you don't want to facilitate, frizz or anything like that. Every 3 days, you want to take maybe your bottle like this, and either put it on your hand, depending upon how fine a mist you get with your water bottle. Either spray it onto your hands and then apply it on your hair, as you guys have seen me do on the channel quite a few times. Or you could spray it directly to the hair if it has a decent mist where your hair is not going to be fully saturated. But you want to do that every 3 days, and then you want to add another leave-in conditioner. Any good leave-in conditioner should last about 3 days. That means that it will keep conditioning your hair. It will help to lock in that moisture that you originally locked in when you washed your hair. So then you're just kind of refreshing it at the 3 day mark. So you're putting more leave-in conditioner on it so that your hair can benefit from all of the nutrients in the leave-in conditioner and all the conditioning elements of your leave-in conditioner. And of course, you're doing that after you apply a bit of water to your hair, because you want to add more water to the hair and then you want to lock it in. Okay. So you want to do that every 3 or 4 days. Look at your hair. Let your hair tell you what it needs. It'll let you know when it's thirsty. So you want to do that. Let it dry, completely. And then when you go to sleep at night, either sleep on a satin pillowcase or use a scarf. I have a video. I will link it somewhere, either up here or it'll be in the information section below. Actually, I have a playlist for wash and goes, but I show you guys kind of what my nighttime routine is. And I use this scarf where I loosely pull my hair kind of up in a pineapple-esque kind of position. And that helps to preserve the size of the curls. And then when you take your hair down, you just fluff it and you're good to go. If you have fine hair, it will also give you a little bit of volume as well. But those are just the steps that I take to preserve my wash and go over a longer period of time. So oh, you know what? Another thing that I do is I tend to stay away from products with silicones in them. And I'm going to do a video specifically on silicones. Silicones have sort of a bad reputation, but you can use them for your benefit or not, right? So one of the things I tell people to be careful about when it comes to wash and goes, well, and other styles, but especially wash and goes that you're planning to wear for a long period of time, is you may want to stay away from products that have silicones in them, because silicones are going to coat the hair and it's going to keep any moisture from getting into the hair. Because what silicones do is, like, imagine this is a strand of hair. Silicones are going to coat that hair, and most silicones, or silicones that are not water soluble, that means that they don't break down with water. The ones that don't break down over water are just going to create a layer on your hair. So even after you wash your hair, you're still going to have silicone on your strand. And then if you use another product with silicone, you're going to add another layer of silicones, which is going to make it even more difficult for water to penetrate the hair, so on and so forth. So I don't recommend products with silicones for wash and goes, because it is so important to keep your hair moisturized. And when you're adding this stuff, and refreshing, you want to make sure that you're delivering water to the hair, because it is the water that's going to keep the moisture and in balance. It's going to keep your curls hydrated, and you're going to have actual curls. I hope that makes sense. But I am going to do a series on silicones, because there are good ones and there are bad ones. All right. Let's see. So that was the tip. I have another question. I use Shea Moisture 10-in-1. No judgment, honey. I still have it too. I have a little bit left. I know they've been canceled, but I'm using the last of mine. All right, I use Shea Moisture 10-in-1 renewal during my transition. I deep condition my hair overnight once a week and watered my hair every day. Oh, okay. That's what you did, Vanessa? Okay. Yeah, it's good to find a regimen that kind of works for you and works for your schedule. So yeah, definitely moisturizing, doing the deep conditioner. I was so religious about that when I was transitioning, because you are working with your natural hair and then permed hair that is really damaged because it's been broken down as because of the perm. And I didn't lose any hair. Like, I did not have hair breaking off or anything like that when I transitioned. And like I said, I transitioned for 15 months. And so developing that regimen that you practice on a weekly basis with that deep conditioning, as Vanessa, I believe, mentioned, yeah, it's going to help quite a bit. Curly girl shake. That's right, girl. Great tips. Oh, I'm glad you like them. Me too. Curls in the back are great, but the front is always frizzy and doesn't curl at all. I'm late to the party. How do you remove silicone from your hair? Okay, so if you're finding, you find that your hair is frizzy in the front or frizzy in one area and curly in the other, then you just have to figure out like what your hair specifically needs. Because it may be frizzy because it's not retaining moisture, or maybe you just need to slap a little more product product on to get those curls, to, lock in. And that's what I found. Like I mentioned, when I first went natural, I had lots of different textures, and the hair, like right here, it always needed more product than the rest of my hair. And don't know why, but I had to make those little tweaks and those little adjustments, and that really helped tremendously, tremendously. And it really was only an issue when I did wash and goes. That's all right, Talia. You all good, girl. How do you remove silicone from your hair? So in order to remove silicone from your hair, hey guys, for those of you who came in late, I have already applied my leave-in conditioner. I use the Tresemme Botanicals product. This is curly girl friendly, so there are no silicones, dyes, parabens. What else isn't in here? Yeah, no dyes, parabens, or silicones in it, so curly girl friendly. And then I followed it up with the Curls Blueberry Bliss Curl Control Jelly. That is a really long name, but this is it. So I applied it to the hair as well. All right, so if you're finding that your hair, oh, I can't remember the question oh, how do you remove silicone from your hair? So to remove silicone from your hair, and this needs to be, if you use products with silicones, this needs to be a part of your regimen. You need to figure out a schedule upon which to clarify your hair. So you can clarify, when you clarify your hair, you're using a special type of shampoo that will actually lift the silicones from your strands. It will also lift any product buildup that is on your scalp, that kind of thing. If you don't want to use a shampoo, because maybe you don't use shampoo, like when I was transitioning, sorry about that. When I was transitioning, I didn't really use shampoos very often. I used them like once every 6 weeks maybe, or something like that. But you could also use apple cider vinegar to clarify the hair. It's not as effective at lifting the silicones, so I would suggest a clarifying shampoo. You just use that and it will lift everything from your hair. You need to make sure that you deep condition afterward. Do like a hot oil treatment on the hair, because when you clarify the hair, it's literally lifting everything. So all of the good oils are getting lifted from the hair and from your scalp. It's just recalibrating the hair. And I always suggest that you clarify the hair, even if you're not using silicones. Like, for instance, like I said, when I was transitioning, I used a lot of shea butter based products, and shea butter will build up on your hair over time. Even after you wash, it will stay on the hair. Other types of butters will do the same thing. Oils will do the same thing. So you want to make sure that you're clarifying your hair every so often. There's relaxed hair regimen, transitioning regimen, natural regimen. Girl, I know. I hope that helped, Carla, okay? Janicia, don't get overwhelmed. Once you get, you know what? Here's the thing. When I was transitioning, I had like this whole process. It was like a day-long process, I promise you. But now I've kind of pared back, and I'm only doing the things that I know my hair needs. I think it's important to try those things and then to figure out with what regularity you need to do those things. Like I used to do protein treatments all the time. Like one week I would do a protein deep conditioning treatment. Another week I would do a moisture rich protein treatment, all that kind of stuff. So it is what it is. Let's see. I hear many views on hot oil treatments. Do you find that they are beneficial? I rarely do hot oil treatments. I did do them when I was transitioning, but being completely natural, I've rarely done a hot oil treatment. I prefer to oil rinse in the shower, and essentially what that is once you have co-washed your hair, or if you've washed your hair and then conditioned your hair, you just take a bit of oil and you rinse your hair with it. If you have fine hair like I do, then don't use a whole lot of oil. Otherwise your hair is going to be weighed down. But you go ahead and you put it in your hair, you leave it in for a few minutes, and then you just rinse, you rinse it all out. And that's good enough for me. Yeah, I don't do hot oil treatments anymore. Literally, I haven't done a hot oil treatment in years. Does Tresemme have glycerin? You know what? I'm not sure. Let me look on here. Water is the first ingredient. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. No glycerin, which is probably why I like it, because my hair does not like glycerin. Doesn't like glycerin. My hair is almost dry. Um, so yeah, that's another thing. Like going through this process and trying different products and stuff like that, you figure out what your hair likes and what it doesn't like. Actually, aloe vera juice has a bit of glycerin in it, believe it or not. So, anywho, all right, what hair color would you recommend to decrease breakage? What hair color? Who you asking the wrong one. Gorgeous one too. I am so afraid to dye my hair. I recently did a video where I showed you guys how I use a hair chalk to dye my hair. I get the results I need every time I get the urge to dye my hair. I just break that out and I use it. But yeah, I do not dye my hair. What I will use though is henna. Oh my gosh, I love henna. So a henna treatment, now henna is not going to give you the dramatic effect that a dye will give you, but there are some henna treatments that, definitely add a little bit of a red or a purple or, whatever color henna you buy, it will add that as kind of like a highlight to your hair. If you have gray hair like I do, you'll get a little bit of that as well. So yeah, I've heard. You know what? I have a curly girl friend who swears by the Shea Moisture. The Shea Moisture. Oh, I know they cancel, right? Shh, don't tell nobody. But she likes the Shea Moisture hair dye. I might need to try it then. Absolutely. Henna is great because it will also strengthen the hair and it will add shine to the hair. So henna is absolutely awesome. And if you can go to um an Indian store, yeah, if you can go to one of those stores where they have all the unique and beautiful spices and foods and that kind of thing, and get your henna from there, it will be much more authentic than what we get like at like a Whole Foods or those kind of places. Does it cover gray? It covered my gray. It didn't change it to the same color as my other strands, but it did darken my grays. They say that grapeseed oil darkens grays too. I've used grapeseed oil, but I haven't used it on a regular enough basis to see whether it actually would change the color of my hair. I mix it with other stuff. You're welcome, hon. I use that and my hair is damaged more than Clairol. Really gorgeous? Really? The Shea Moisture? Wow. Wow. Well, I guess they really canceled then. I hate Shea Moisture. I tried. Are you spelling it henna? Yes. Henna. That's right. Yep. Yep. And I think you can find some good ones online. I'm not sure what retailers are. I live in an area where, you can go and find pretty much anything. We have these wonderful ethnic stores where, you can get pretty much go there and get the authentic stuff if you want. Me too with dye. I don't want to mess up my porosity or damage my hair. Yep. Yep. I'm just afraid because, I feel like sometimes with fine hair, your hair is can be a little bit more vulnerable to those kind of processes, and I'm scared because I think it will change the texture of my hair, and I ain't got time to go through them changes, y'all. All right. So yeah, so normally what I do when I'm in a rush, and sometimes not when I'm in a rush, is I will use a diffuser to dry my hair. Now there are different types of diffusers. This one has like this foam or something. here in the front that actually diffuses the air. And then they have the kind with those little prongs that, you know, you see. I see a lot of people use those. I don't have any experience with those. I've only used this since I've been natural, and I think this is the same diffuser I bought like 5 years ago. But I'm going to tell you a few techniques that will help you dry your hair if you're in a rush, and that will also help you to develop more volume or get more volume in your hair. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this on, and I hope it isn't too annoying, but I just want you guys to kind of see the process I use to get more voluminous curls. And yeah, all right. So one of the things that you want to do is you want to dry your hair from the bottom. So let the air flow up. And then you want to move the hair like in the opposite direction of where it would lay. So for instance, you know, your hair will lay going in a downward motion. So you could flip your hair over like this, like all of this. You could have this come forward and then diffuse it, you know, getting your roots. Or you could simply go like this, lifting it up and then diffuse it. And this will allow you to have more volume. If you're doing the back, you want to flip the hair over and then just go from this way. All right, so I'm going to diffuse like really quickly. If you guys want to add some questions, I'll answer them as we go. Okay, but yeah, and this, like, I've heard people say that diffusers can give you heat damage, but you guys see this? Like, I'm not burning my hand, and it's literally on top of this diffuser. So it's very difficult to get heat damage from this type of diffuser. Now, I don't know about the other kind, but this kind is very difficult. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I want to show you guys how I apply the oil. And I need for my hair to be a little bit dry before I do that, okay? So if this sound is annoying, just turn the sound down. But if you have any other questions, you know, let me know. Now you guys see how this is higher than this one? Yep. You're getting a little bit more volume. And if I did this, that would help me to get even more volume. The only thing that is like really, really wet right now are my roots. So a lot of times I tell you guys to like twist in a certain direction when you're like flat twisting your hair. It's always about moving the hair in the opposite direction that you of how you want it to lay. Whenever you do that, you're just going to build in volume because you're setting your hair in one direction, but then you're flipping it back into the other. Does that make sense? So we're doing this, we're applying that same logic to diffusing the hair here. Oh, good. I'm glad it makes sense. Anybody have any more questions? Another thing you can do is scrunch your hair. I saw someone say that their hair gets kind of straight in one area. So one thing you can do while you're diffusing your hair is just to scrunch it, and that will help to encourage curl formation. Now, as you do this, you don't want to be messing in the hair a whole lot because you don't want to disturb those curls. No, you know what? Diffusing my hair, like if I had diffused my hair like right after I applied my leave-in conditioner, water, and gel, it would probably take me about 10 minutes, maybe. to diffuse my hair until it was, I only diffuse my hair until it's about 70% or 80% dry. If you diffuse it more than that, then you increase the possibility of getting having frizz. So yeah, I don't diffuse very long, but it also depends on your hair, right? When my hair, your hair length, and it also depends on how dense your hair is. So, like when my hair was shorter, shortly after my transition, it only took my hair like about 5 minutes or something like that to dry completely. Not dry completely, but I only diffused it for about 5 minutes then. Hope that makes sense. What gel were you using, and have you used it before? No. So well, I use this okay, so the gel is the Curls Blueberry Bliss Curl Control Jelly, and I've only used this on a twist out that I did in a video I made for you guys last Tuesday. So I used it in that style, but yeah, so this is not like one of my, I'm actually testing it on freshly washed hair for wash and goes. So it's new for me in that sense. Like more than 15 minutes. Um, like more than 15 minutes. I think you will only do it more than 15 minutes if you have very, very dense hair and you have very long hair. It might take it, like that long to get, again, only 70 to 80% dry. You don't want to keep going until it's 100% dry. I have done permanent streaks a little over 2 years ago, no damage. It has all grown out. Oh, Felicia, you should let us know what product you use then, because I know a lot of people who have not been so lucky. All right, so this is the hair so far. This is the hair so far, and you can tell that my hair is very healthy because I have shrinkage. Now, I know a lot of people hate shrinkage, but the truth is the healthier your hair is, the more shrinkage you will get. So I can always tell that, I need to give my hair a little extra TLC. Maybe I need a protein treatment or something like that, or maybe I need to clarify my hair by how it responds and dries after, it's wet. I really don't want to apply my oil. I'm going to just diffuse this area just a little bit more, and then I'm going to start going into this oil mix I make. This is my DIY oil mix. Somebody had a question. Do you recommend, yes it does, okay. Do you recommend alternating from Bantu knots and twist outs? Interesting. One thing I'll say about doing stretched styles, which is what a Bantu knot out is, that's what a twist outs are. Those are all stretched styles. Hey Mandy, those are all stretched styles, and I do think that occasionally you should, if you like to wear like wash and goes and other styles, that you might want to vary it up a little bit, because and here's why. Not because you're going to necessarily do any damage to your hair by stretching it all the time or doing those specific styles, but in my experience, oh, I love you too, Mandy, you're so sweet. Love you too, girl. But what I find is I then forget how to do all the other styles. I forget how to do my wash and go if I, wear my hair stretched or in a protective style for too long. If I haven't done a twist out in a long time, then I forget, like now, I can't really remember the best way for me to do a twist out. And then every time your hair, as it changes, as it grows, you have to change things up to address the needs of your hair for the stage that it is in. So, if you want to kind of stay in step with your hair and the needs that your hair has, I definitely suggest that, you switch up different styles. Otherwise, you'll be discouraged when you go back to trying other styles, because you probably, if you're like me, and this is my experience, if you're like me, you will have a whole bunch of fails because you can't remember how to do those styles anymore, or you don't know what your hair needs in order to do it successfully. So I hope that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. um do you recommend, what protein treatment do you use? So for protein treatments, I use oh my gosh, what is it called? I get it from Whole Foods. I cannot think of the name of it right now, but I'm going to leave it in the comment section below. I cannot remember the name of it. And it is actually, probably, if you did a search on my channel for protein treatments, it would be the only product on here for protein treatment. I have used it forever and I absolutely love it. But of course, right now, I can't remember the name. I'm having a senior moment. But yeah, I used to, when I first went natural, I used to do my own protein treatment. So I would use the Greek yogurt and stuff like that. And I saw like a little bit of an impact using a DIY protein treatment. But the reality is that in order for, the protein to really get into the hair, it needs to be broken down to such a small level that you're just not going to get with the yogurts in a really, really super beneficial way. So, yeah, I've been using, and again, I will leave a link to probably the videos where I reviewed it or did a protein treatment. I'm not sure if I did a protein treatment on this channel, but I'll leave a link to all that information beneath this video once it ends, okay? I'm sorry. I like your results. Thank you. One thing I'm noticing, the hair is nice and shiny and these curls feel good. Look good too. Nicely clumped. Not too clumpy, but just right. And I can't believe I left a part in the middle. I never wear my hair with a part in the middle, but we gonna style this bad boy tonight. Yes! GPB. Who is that by? Purse Diva. Who is it by? I can't remember. It's Aubrey Organics. Is that it? I think it's Aubrey Organics GPB. Girl, she's an OG, y'all. That's it. GPB conditioner by Aubrey Organics. And you can pick it up at Whole Foods. That's my girl. What do you recommend for a partially heat damaged 3B to 4C hair ends that are so straight? Help. All right, so I don't know if you know for sure if it is heat damage. Sometimes you can straighten your hair or wear your hair stretched for a long period of time, and it can just take a moment for your curls to come back. That's happened to me. Hasn't been any heat damage. It just, took me a minute to first get rid of all the silicones, because I use silicones on my hair when I wear it in a blown out state, which I haven't done in a very long time. But and then getting that moisture balance kind of in check. So I could have washed my hair and deep conditioned and all of that on, let's say, 3 different occasions, like over a 3-week period of time. And then, that 3rd week, my curls bounced back, as normal. So it wasn't that it was heated or there was heat damage. It just took a minute for my curls to come back because I've been wearing my hair straight for so long. If it is heat damaged, then you really only have a couple of choices. You can choose to cut it off, right? Cut the heat damage off. In those sections, and I don't know how much heat damage you could would potentially have. You could do that, or you could just keep the hair and just not necessarily do wash and go. You said it's very heat damaged, so wash and goes probably are not going to look the way you want them to look because of the heat damage. But you could do a bunch of other styles. You can do twist outs, you could do twist and curls, braid out, braid and curls, flexi rods. sets. There are lots of other styles you can do if you're just not ready to let go of the hair yet. But if you do want to be able to, rock your natural curls, then at some point you're probably going to want to get rid of the hair. Or if you want to do a wash and go, what you could do is do your wash and go, and then on those areas where you have the damage, you could use a rod. Just set it on a rod, um, so that you get somewhat of a uniform look. You could try that. But the thing is, if it's humid outside, or if you get caught in rain or something like that, then those ends are going to respond differently to the rest of the hair. But yeah, that's it. I hope that helps. Sorry. Aubrey Organics, that's it. Okay, cool. Beautiful curls. Thank you, dear. Gotcha. Yep. GPB by Aubrey Organics. You guys are amazing. Mandy, thank you for staying up, girl. Oh my goodness. I hope you don't have to work in the morning. That's what happened to me when I was doing flat twists for the longest time. And then I began regular twist outs again. I know you will forget. You will forget. And then you'll be at a loss, child. And then it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Thank you, Eva. Kisses back to you, Mandy. Yes, Aubrey Organics. Thanks for all your tips. You're welcome, hon. I will check in next time. All right. All right. So we're actually going to do this last step. I'm going to share with you guys what's in my oil bottle. So this is the oil bottle I use for my natural hair. Now, I like to use small 1-ounce bottles to make my oil mixes. And the reason I like to do that is so that I can easily change up my oils as needed. I used to do larger oil bottles, like maybe about this big, for my hair. But then I found that if my hair needed a different type of oil, or it needed something different and I needed a different oil mix, I wasn't able to be as responsive. So my oil mixes, I make some for shine. This is for moisture and shine. I use another one like for hair growth or to strengthen the hair. I have another one I use for massaging into the scalp and stuff like that. So this one is again the one I use for moisture retention, and then also shine, and it has Moroccan argan oil in it. It has olive oil, it has coconut oil, it has castor oil, and grapeseed oil, and jojoba oil, golden jojoba oil. And that's why, I don't know if you can see, it's a little bit cloudy, but this is like totally unrefined. And I like to use those kinds of oils. So I just take one squeeze of it. And yes, I do use castor oil. A lot of naturals think they can't use castor oil on their hair, but you totally can. You just have to modify how much castor oil you use on your hair. And I just take it and I scrunch it in. And I will do the same thing at night, and I will do it in the morning. And then I will just go ahead and begin to style my hair. Whew, I don't know about this middle part, y'all. And my hair is still kind of wet. Ugh. So I'm not gonna, it's wet right up in here, so I'm not gonna mess with it too much there. And then what I'm gonna do, just to get a little bit more, I probably will leave the middle part, but I think I'm going to go ahead and stretch it overnight. So I'm just gonna take it in like a little, I don't have a pony, oh yes I do. So I'm gonna take a ponytail holder like this, and I'm just going to, you guys have seen me do this also. So I could use the scarf, or I could just use this ponytail holder. Take it, pull this like this, leave it like that for a minute. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna stretch some of this hair, and it's going to give me more volume. And then when I take it out in the morning, see how, like, even just doing that for that short a period of time, it just gives you a little bit more length, and it gives you more style and shape and all that good stuff. So I like this a lot. Now these curls are not hard at all. They are very, very soft. The hair is very light in terms of being lightweight, and it feels very moisturized. So, yeah, I say this is a winner. We suffer for beauty. Oh my goodness, girl. Who you telling? I have fine hair, so I learn a lot from watching you. Oh, I'm so glad to know that. Woo, I am so happy to know that because when I was coming up in this natural hair game, there just wasn't a lot out there. So I'm glad that the experiences that I'm able to share with you guys are helpful, and you guys share information with me as well. And so I love it. You introduce me to products, you introduce me to techniques. I love that. So I love that we have this give and take, and I appreciate you guys so, so much. Me too. Fine 3B, 3C hair. Yep. Yep. And when it's low density on top of that, so you can have fine strands, but then when you have low density hair, it's just like, what is going on? But yeah, don't these look great, guys? It looks really, really good. So I'm going to be interested to see how this holds up in humid weather. I have my like holy grail products for high dews and humid weather. So I'm going to see again how this holds up, and I may do another video because I have this video that's called who does it best in high dews or whatever. Thank you guys. I'm so glad you like that. Thank you. Yes, Jody B. It is. This is amazing. You guys suggested this. I'm so glad you did because I'm not a big one to try, different products, and I didn't even use a lot of gel. Look at this definition right here. Look at that. What is going on? And it's not crunchy. Like there's no crunch to scrunch. None. Do you use Jamaican black castor oil? No, I use regular castor oil. Regular castor oil, I always have. I live in South Florida, and it lasted for, 5 or 6 days. Really? Okay. Well, I'm going to see how this holds up. I think it's supposed to be a hot week and probably humid as well. So I can't wait to see. And I will definitely check in with you guys to let you know. All right, so I hope you guys like this tutorial. Don't forget to give a thumbs up if you like this. If you want me to do more live tutorials, just let me know. I find that these tutorials are helpful because you guys get to see the real deal. Like there's no editing, there's none of that going on, and you get to see all of the techniques that I'm using to style my hair, right? Let's see, your hair looks soft. Not a lot of shrinkage defined. I just purchased that gel at BeautyCon. You did. I've never been to BeautyCon. Girl, you have to tell me about that next time. Haven't tried it, but will as soon as I take your flat twist down. Yeah. You know what? Let me know if you ever use this gel on your flat twists. Let me know how you like it. I don't know that I like this for twist outs. I felt like, or maybe I'm just accustomed to using like a Eco Styler gel, but or maybe I need to use it in a different way. I don't know, but I felt like I needed something with a little more hold. But oh my gosh, this is a dream for washing. Look at this. Sorry, it's just really pretty, really, really pretty. Oh my gosh, have you tried? No, I have not tried. What is that? Aloe? Aloe Naturals? No. I've seen her product line online, and I feel like I've seen it in Target. You think I should try it, Vanessa? Double thumbs up. Thank you, sweetie. I love this. Please do. I need a gel that's not Eco Styler gel or Camille Rose. You know what? I love Eco Styler gel with argan oil. That's the only one I like. The Camille Rose, that's just not the gel for me. But this I would highly recommend. I like this. I like this. And it appears that it plays well with other products, which is amazing. You can't ask much more than that. When is your next live video? I do these videos every Sunday evening, Gina, okay? So I know I'm going to do one next Sunday. You guys should let me know in the comment section what you want me to do next week, and we can kind of go from there. Occasionally, I will do one midweek. So yeah. I like Eco Styler gel with olive oil. You know what? I loved Eco Styler gel with olive oil when I was transitioning. Loved it, loved it, loved it. For some reason, once I went completely natural, it just did not perform well for me. But, maybe they've changed the formulation, so I should try it again. I should try it again. Yes, you should try their yogurt. Okay, what's the yogurt? Is that like a cream conditioner or like a twist butter or something like that? Or is it a deep conditioner or something like that? Mandy, you just giving me all the love. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate you so much. I really, really do. I mix aloe vera gel with curl enhancing smoothie. Really? Oh, okay. You know what? Curl enhancing smoothie never worked for me. And I think that's why I stayed away from Shea Moisture products. I tried them when I was transitioning and maybe when I first went natural. I can't remember, but they just didn't work well for me. And part of it had to do with my hair did not like the protein that is in that salmon labeled, um, the salmon labeled line on the Shea Moisture brand. And so I just stopped there. I just stopped there. So so yeah, I'm glad it works for you. I'm so glad. There's nothing like finding the products that work for you and that will yield the results you need. Have you ever tried Eden Body Works? Yes, I tried their twist butter, I think, which I really, really liked for twist outs. I haven't used it in a while though, Mandy. You really like that one? I love aloe vera gel. I have never tried aloe vera gel. What brand do you use? Because I've never tried it. I see it like when I go to Walmart and I've seen it at Whole Foods and even at Trader Joe's, but I've never purchased any. I do like to make my own flaxseed gel. Oh my gosh. I should do a wash and go with flaxseed gel. I haven't made flaxseed gel in so long. It's moisturized and I also use it as a twist butter. Okay, Vanessa. I love the one with argan oil too. I just don't mix with my oh, okay. I love the one with argan oil too. I just don't mix. It doesn't mix with your Camille Rose leave-in. What do you recommend? You know what? I like the you know what? Eco Styler Gel with argan oil mixes with everything I use. So the leave-ins I primarily use is this one. So it works really well with Tresemme. It also works really well with Elucent's Moisture Balancing Conditioner. Quemet has a leave-in. I haven't used that very often, but those are the two that I most often use the Eco Styler with argan oil with, and I've never had an issue. Aloe vera gel in your hair, really? Yes, Eva, there is aloe vera gel and that people put in their hair. Okay, fruit of the earth. All right, I'm going to try that, Vanessa. I'm going to try that. I wonder if you could make your own aloe vera gel. I'm gonna look into that too. I haven't done DIYs in a while, so maybe I'll try that. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get on off of here. But thank you so much for spending some time with me. I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you have something to share with other naturals who are part of the fine hair ministry. And more than that, I hope you guys have a great, 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 great week. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you. Right back, Mandy. I appreciate you, sweetie. Thank you, gorgeous one. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye. Have a good one, guys. And I will definitely see you next Sunday. And I may pop up midweek. Who knows? All right. I'll see you later, girls. That's right. Fine hair girls unite. Bye-bye.